Hello everyone, I am Hacklebeast, and this is the conclusion of Week 2 of the Swedish Brood War Initiative's Nation Wars. In the... okay. Alright, in the top left, we have Neko playing as the Purple Zerg, and in the bottom left, we have Djem5 playing as the White Protoss. The reason that I was a little bit confused just at the beginning there was because I was I was expecting somebody named Sniper, not someone named Neko, but apparently Neko and Sniper are the same person. He should be a Zerg player. So I'm just going to need to quickly change my overlay. Neko? It's Neko, right? Yeah, it's Neko. Alright. So Neko, and down here we have... nope. Goddamn XSplit, messing me up. Djem5 of Russia. Alright, use priority, use show game overlays, 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock. Alright, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So yes, we do have a ZVP. Neko, apparently aka Sniper, is from the Asian Pacific team. He is a race picker. He's Zerg versus Protoss and Zerg versus Terran, but dodges the mirror matchup, plays Protoss versus Zerg. Which is a little bit interesting. Instead of rather dodging it with a Terran versus Zerg, but alright, fair enough. And on the bottom, of course, we have Djem5, the talented Russian Protoss player who... I already forgot the nickname. that Defiler RU gave him, or incidentally gave him through Google Translate being bad. It was great. And I really wish I remembered it, but I do not. That's fine. This is going to need to be moved down a little bit. It should just be like a repeat of the number down here. It should be. Ooh, actually, I'm curious. Is that going to change as soon as these pop? Because that would explain why sometimes it lags behind a little bit. Yes, it does. Okay. That's interesting. So, when this number is just a little bit ahead of this number, it's because this number obviously counts units that are in process of making. So, eggs or even Hydralis turning into a lurker. It would count that as one extra supply, where this number just adds up all the unit values. And I learned something new today. Figuring out this system. Because I did find it weird how sometimes it lagged behind a little bit, but sometimes it was exactly on. I didn't know what was causing that, but now I know. So, we have Neko just getting his gas up now. Should probably be putting, there we go, 3 drones onto it. And over on this side, the Lings are chasing this probe that, ooh, just a little bit too late to try to stop that hatchery from going down. That would have been quite annoying for Neko to have to deal with if that probe had gotten in there, because these Lings don't have speed and won't have speed for a long time as that gas just finished. And it could have danced around while not only the probe itself, but also the Lings would have blocked that hatchery. Could have delayed it for quite some time. Of course, that was the 3rd hatchery, not the 2nd hatchery, so it doesn't have quite the same benefit of delaying that, but still, would have been pretty nice. Alright, and over on this side, we have the Nexus. We have, interesting position for the gateway. Normally don't see a second gateway go up into the natural, but I guess this natural does have enough room for you to throw a gateway here. And if you're throwing it down here instead of up there, the Overlord can't see it. So you are hiding it a little bit from him. Overlord should have been pretty confused as to why there was no kind of tech whatsoever here. This is going to be interesting. He's going for a second gateway, and I knew that second gateway was early, but it's actually going to be before Cybercore. So he's just going to have an interesting little attack here. He's now sending down 2 Zealots, possibly to hide them, possibly to attack, and he just didn't want to go through the front. I mean, there's an Overlord here. The Overlord should have seen it. And now the Lings are pulling back. So yeah, the Lings are scared of these two Zealots. They're going to go back to one of the bases to try to defend against them, because they don't know what path the Zealots are heading, but now they find the two Zealots. So Neko knows where they are. 5 Lings versus 2 Zealots, not quite the best of matchups. Could wait a little bit longer, and now, yeah, here comes Djem. He's just going to go for a large Zealot attack. A large, no speed. I don't think he's going to get +1, no. Large, no speed, no +1 Zealot attack. Interesting. Alright, and Neko, well, we'll see how well he can deal with this. The Spire is on the way. He's now throwing down his 4th and soon-to-be his 5th hatcheries. Oh, are these Lings going to be able to pick up the reinforcements? This is 6 Lings. That would be quite nice, but no. The Lings are going to... No, the Lings are going in. The Lings are at least going to surround these reinforcements, probably pick one of them off, if not 2 of them. But he has bigger problems right now as Djem is completely destroying the mineral line. Neko did not figure out what was going on until it was a little bit too late. And that putting that gateway in the natural turned out to be a very smart move from Djem to hide it from the Overlord. And Neko did not have any sunken colonies, did not have a whole lot of Lings, and now, oh, should turn around, there we go. Not quite in dire enough straits to try to just focus down the hatchery. You can afford to attack the Lings here. You still have 4 Zealots. 4 Zealots are pretty beefy. Meanwhile, 3 Zealots are actually heading in the other direction, and, ooh, are the Zealots just... Yeah, it looks like he's bringing all the Zealots to just attack that 3rd base. It has no Sim City, it has a sunken colony that just started, and a single Mutalisk. That's not a whole lot to defend here. 1 Mutalisk, obviously, it can't be hit by the Zealots, but it just does not do enough damage to the Zealots, and the Zealots can pretty much ignore it. Meanwhile, there is still 1 Zealot in here that is just going to go for some drone kills, just continue to try to harass, essentially, Neko, and it's working out really well for him. Now, switching directions, bringing his Zealots up to attack the natural once again. I think this is a smart decision here. This natural is closer so he can get reinforcements in faster, and he can try to get the hatchery down. It's going to be pretty close as more Zealots spawn, forced to turn around, try to deal with them. There were more Zealots coming up, but it looks like they got taken out. So it's just these 2 Zealots now, just that 1 Zealot, and the hatchery is going to live. Neko is going to stay alive because of these Mutalisks, but Djem has obviously had enough time to get up cannons. Ooh, only going for 1 cannon in both of his mineral lines, and they're not even centered cannons. That might come back to bite him if Neko can somehow get out a good number of Mutalisks, but Djem's producing Corsairs off of 2 Stargates. He shouldn't have too much of a problem here. Oh. Oops. I just realized the overlay didn't show up. Huh. I'll fix it after this game. God, XSplit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, I know what I did. I know exactly what I did, and I know exactly how to fix it. In fact, I might be able to just fix it right now. Wait for it. Wait. 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 Boom. Got it. It's okay, everybody. It's okay. It's okay, I fixed it. I fixed it, you guys. And that must have been pretty awkward about 6 minutes ago when I was looking down at this number here, and you guys saw nothing, and I just kept talking about them. Yeah. That's fine. It's fine, everyone. I'm reading the chat now a little bit. But I was too excited about Djem's early Zealot attack that almost killed Neko. I was too hype about it. Alright. So Neko has a good number of Mutalisks, but that is just way too many Corsairs from Djem. He can come in now and just kill them all off, really. There are some Scourge, so he needs to be a little bit careful, but he should be just wanting to make a decision fast, as that is a good number of Mutalisks, and they're going to be able to do damage to the probe line here. Where are the Corsairs? There are the Corsairs now coming down. I'm surprised he waited so long to move them. It's going to cost him a good number of probes here, and now the Scourge are coming in, getting some nice hits off with the Scourge, but there's just simply too many Corsairs. Yeah, that was a weird decision by Djem to wait so long to move with the Corsairs. That's not horrible economic damage. You can still see he has a great saturation on the probe line, but don't know what he was waiting for. Sniper's not Neko? Then the folder was labeled wrong for me. I just assumed that they were synonymous with each other. But apparently, Neko and Sniper are two different people, according to somebody in the chat. I don't know about that. I'm not familiar with Sniper and or Neko. Anyway, here we go. Speed's done, and +1 is done, so this Zealot attack is looking rather scary. Not the best of SimCities with that sunken colony not being blocked off by any of the buildings, so it's not going to be too hard for the Zealots to get in here. It's a very nice drone drill. I'll give them that. The drones have slowed down the Zealots a lot, but now the Sunkens are down, and really there's nothing to prevent the Zealots from just taking out all the drones. Corsairs moving out, and there's just so many Corsairs. They have +1. They do have +1. Of course they have +1. Why would you get that many Corsairs and not get +1? Losing a bunch of drones. And I don't know how Neko here. I don't know how Neko here is going to be able to hold it off. I mean, Hydralisks are just coming out now, but he's only 2 of them. And there we go. GG from Neko. Djem, very nice. Wins game number 1. He got replaced because Sniper lagged too much. Okay. Okay. Probably should have told somebody about that, but it's fine. It's fine. Alright. So, game number 2. Game number 2. And my overlays work now, so I don't actually need to stop and do anything. Right? Right, everybody? Everybody, the overlays worked? Once I hit that button. Oh. Sure. Let's, wait. 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 We're waiting. Oh, it's so loud. God, I hate Skype. When to do this. There we go. Hello?
Hello.
Alright.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Great. Let's get right into game number 2.
Yeah, I first need to get on fish.
First need to get on fish. Alright.
1 second.
Alright. Okay. Oh, you're on?
Yeah. First time I forgot to check the window mode, or otherwise I won't be able to see chat and other things, like people complaining and stuff like that.
Well, don't worry, I have chat open and I didn't see people complaining, so not a guarantee. Alright, this is the list of games that we should be seeing as Balker U gets in here and loads up the replay. So they're in alphabetical order rather than in set order, but right now seeing Djem versus not Sniper, Djem versus Neko, and then after that we have Lancer versus Fogner, DeWalt versus Starmint, TTF versus Fold, and Largo versus Chianti, finished by the 2v2. Alright, so let's get this going, because I did not split the VOD. Alright, in the top left is Djem, and he is the teal Protoss. And over in the top right in the top right is Neko. He is the purple Zerg. Neko, not Neku. Alright. Bakuryu, you've surely played against Djem. Talk about Djem.
Yes. I already played against him.
Yes.
But it's been a while, so I don't really remember anything about his style.
Make up something then. Just say he likes to go Sarah Reaver. Give everybody hope that we might see Sarah Reaver this game. I don't think there's anybody. I don't think there's a single person who's like, Sarah Reaver? Really? What type of pansy goes Sarah Reaver? It's just like harassing around, trying to avoid real conflicts. No. There's not a single person. It might be the one strategy that's universally liked by people. Even Zergs. Like
the overlay is kind of wrong.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
And it's okay.
See? You're a Zerg player. You're supposed to hate Sarah Reaver, because it's totally ridiculous.
I like Sarah Reaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's universally loved strategy. Alright. So...
It's the build I'm best against.
Oh. Well, you're not supposed to say that. Alright. Djem, he's going gateway first. And this time he's not even bothering to build the wall out as natural. So we will certainly see... Oh, okay. One gate tech.
One base.
Okay. Mixing it up a little bit, but still going to be something rather aggressive. Bakuryu,
We will see.
what do you think is the best option for Protoss? Going one base tech.
There are many different options he could take. He could go for Corsair Dark Templar into expansion, or Corsair into expansion, or Scout 3-gate Goon, or Speed Salad attack, or Dark Templar attack, or many various things he could do. It all depends on what he's scouting on, about what Neko is doing, because that pylon block is very hard for Zerg right now, because they just want to place, want to go 3 base, and his overlord scouted a 1 base play of Djem, so he tried to take his natural, but pretty late hatcheries now by Neko. That costed him, I guess, 2 lavas, just for not placing the second hatchery fast enough.
Indeed,
So,
and he has and he's placed one of his hatcheries not at a base, which is something you don't like to do necessarily in ZVP. On the other hand, he did manage to get to scout out Djem first with his Overlord, and since he knows his opponent's going 1 base, he might feel a little bit more comfortable not going for a quick 3 base strategy and just sticking on 2 base and being a little bit safer. That might have been an active decision rather than something forced. But certainly, how delayed that hatchery was because of the pylon hurt him.
It's just very hard to defend against some builds when you have 3 bases against 1 gate tech. And the Djem is making sure that there won't be a 3-hatch Hydra Blast or Massling, because his drone is scouting everything out. While he's going Stargate in a way that the Overlord is not seeing it.
Yeah. Actually, that is a little bit interesting. He's going to put the Stargate very up and to the left, so the Overlord can't see it. And he waited a little bit longer for that Overlord to get out of position, but then the Citadel he throws directly underneath the Overlord. So he didn't want to hide that one. Maybe he figured that going DTs is a pretty obvious move here, but the Stargate might be what surprises the Zerg.
Well, the Zerg is most likely thinking that the Djem is now going for most likely some mass gateway action. For example, mass 3-gate Speed Seal or Dark Templars, and therefore Zerg wants to defend with Sunkens and wants to take to Mutalists or Lurker. But because he's also throwing in the Stargate, Neko probably won't even have Hydras to defend the first Corsair. Unless he right now scouts it with his 2 lanes.
There we go. Corsair flies over it, and he does see that the first Corsair is coming out. How much longer until a Hydralisk? Ooh, he already has the Hydralisk done. And he's now making one Hydralisk.
Oh, sneaky links. Kill the drone.
There we go. And gonna try to get another one here on the gas. Not quite able to finish it off, but he's managed to do a good job of keeping these lings alive. There we go. There is a second probe pickup. And he's still going to keep one... Oh. Okay. Still managing to pick up 2 probes with 2 lings. Very, very nice. And it looks like Neko, he's gotten the lair and has Hydralisk speed starting. There we go. The Spire has been thrown down. So get some Scourge out, help deal with the Corsair numbers if those turn out to be a problem.
Yeah, well, Djem5 is now taking his expansion and tries to defend it with 2 cannons and Dark Templar, most likely.
We should have Dark Templar coming out rather soon here. There we go. For whatever reason, I really like it when a player accidentally does this, where they have 1 Gateway, 1 Forge, 1 Citadel, 1 Templar, 1 Stargate, 1 Cybercore, 1 Cannon. Now there's a second cannon. But it's like 1 of every building. If we don't count the 2 warping in, we can also say 1 Nexus.
What's wrong with 1 of everything?
It's clearly the best build. Because then you just make 1 of every unit, and they have no idea how to respond to it.
It's... the Protoss could also play a build like Forge Expand, and then go Corsair, Dark Templar drop, and take the 3rd base. Where you have like no gateways, but every check already, and you often even get the 3rd base going. It's fun build. Anyway, Dark Templar is having some fun with some circlings. They will never be coming.
Indeed. Picks them all off. Hopefully Neko realizes that means the Dark Templars should be coming soon. But he has Overlords in good position out in front of his base. So unlikely the Dark Templar could get a run by. The 3rd base, on the other hand, might be a little bit vulnerable.
Yes. Yes. Especially since he has no Overlord speed, and the Overlord itself isn't really defended or in good position to defend the Dark Templar right now. But it looks more like the Gem isn't going to scout it anytime soon. And will he dodge the Corsair? No. The Scorch? No.
Alright, so what do we got from the Gem? He's just starting a Storm upgrade. Still only off of 1 Gateway. Actually has more invested in the Corsairs than really anything else right now. He is now getting a High Templar and finally throwing down another Gateway. His economy was stunted by the fact that the expansion went up so late compared to a normal PvZ. But still, it's certainly about time for him to start getting some Gateways up.
And the Dark Templar found the bottom base, and Neko is trying to defend it, while the Gem is trying to send Corsairs.
Nope. Disappearing drone. Indeed. There is only 1 Overlord, and as you said, speed isn't quite done yet, but the Dark Templar needs to live until the Corsairs can get here. There we go. Corsairs are coming in. How many is it going to cost him to take out the Overlord? 1 Corsair take out that Overlord. Normally not the kind of trade you're looking for, but it's all to just let this Dark Templar live longer, and he's going to be able to kill eggs. The eggs have 10 armor, but it doesn't matter when the Dark Templar has so much attack. And yeah, at least he got the cancel off on the egg, I do think. Save a little bit of money that way. But man, another Overlord coming up. The fact that he's building Overlords here is going to stall the Dark Templar probably, there we go, long enough for the speed Overlords to get in there. I don't think that this Dark Templar is going to be able to kill the base, but it has certainly done a lot of damage here. Killing off the 2 drones and diverting so many resources to trying to stop this Dark Templar. And ooh, maybe he isn't canceling the eggs. That last one was killed.
Yeah, he killed at least 2 or 3 eggs.
Ooh, that's bad. I thought he was canceling the eggs. Alright.
One thing to say about Neko's playstyle, it's pretty hard to read what his next step is doing, which is why Djem5 is probably like, what is he doing? So he more or less has to mass those Corsairs in order to not die to Mutalisks while making High Templars, in order to not die against Hydras. He couldn't really go for some steel attack or so because he didn't know if he would fight against Lurker or Mutalisks. And the Corsairs are still killing... Oh.
Ooh.
That hurt.
Bad Scourge hits. Very bad for Djem. We do have Lurkers out for Neko, and they are in a great position on this ramp.
Yep.
Might even consider putting a couple Lurkers up on this ramp as well. It was one of the changes made to the new Sniper Ridge because this contain was so powerful. But Zerg can do a little bit to get around it by putting some Lurkers up here, spreading them out so they can't both be killed by Storm. Might be something he wants to think about. Meanwhile, the Corsairs did see the Lurkers, or at least saw one Lurker over when it was flying by Neko's natural. So, he's aware that Lurkers are a possibility. The robo facility is done and the first observer's on the way. But Djem, for this late in the game, still does have a very small ground army. He hasn't lost anything, it's just he hasn't been producing.
Scorchy's fighting the Corsairs.
And yeah, of course it's mostly going to be safe here. And ooh, well, Dragoon certainly found the Lurker field now. There are some Overlords here to detect for DTs, and now that the Hydralisks are here, they can also try to snipe observers. That's really where the next stage of the game is going to come down to. Just little, essentially footsies between the two players. Djem trying to get in with his observers, Neko trying to snipe them, Djem trying to storm, Neko dodging the storms. Just gotta be very careful about the positioning right here, as Djem would really like to push out. Looks like Neko is putting one Lurker at the ramp for now. Ooh. Some very good storms are going to take away most of the Hydralisks. Not hitting any of the Lurkers, luckily, but now that most of the Hydralisks are gone, all the Hydralisks are gone, it's not going to be hard for the Observer to get in and allow the Dragoons to pick off the rest of the Lurkers, or to allow for some really nice storms to get off. There also are a couple Overlords here that the Corsairs could attack if they wanted to, but they're going to play it a little bit cautiously and stick with the army. Lurker's trying to reposition, and they don't have a high ground advantage anymore, but they can't get in the choke, accidentally storming his Corsairs, but gets all of the Lurkers. And now the Scourge were not quite able to hit there. There are still 3 Lurkers left, but really that's just not going to stand up to that many Dragoons with Observer support. More Overlords going down, and this is not looking good for Neko. I mean, he has an army, but I just don't think it's going to be strong enough to stand up to what Djem's putting out right now. Does he even have upgrades? No upgrades for his army. Djem has +1 at least.
Holding that contain was very important for Neko because Djem now has 1 million goons, and it's pretty hard to fight it without... Oh, Blanket Storm. It's pretty hard to fight it without a really big amount of Hydra, Ling, or Defiler. And he doesn't have it. So, this will hurt.
Interesting. He has a Queen's Nest, but I guess doesn't have the time right now to try to get up to Hive. He's going to try to defend here. There are a lot of Hydralisks to deal with the goons, and the Queen's Nest and the Evolution Chamber are going to tank up a lot of damage here, or at least glitch them out a bit. The Queen's Nest probably going to die soon. Yeah, it does go down, and not in time to get the Hive off, so I guess he'll have to remake that if he still wants Queens. Some units coming in from the back. Could be worse for Neko right now. He is killing off a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Is he actually going to defend this? It looks like he might just be able to. Because that Sunken Colony is doing a lot of damage, does so much damage to goons. Just 5 shots from a Sunken Colony will pick off that goon and a little bit extra. Alright, there's the storm.
Oh, another storm on the drones.
Yeah, there's the storm he was looking for. Certainly, if you're not going to win this engagement, you can't let this opportunity go away to not be picking off all those drones. And it looks like he's going to get almost all of them before this is ultimately taken out. But it costs Neko a lot. You can see his supply is less than half of what it was. Djem still macroing up an army behind this. How much, Neko's banking a little bit, but not horrible banking here. He's only now starting his +1 attack upgrades. And we have Djem kind of splitting his focus right now, attacking a bunch of different bases. Looks like he pulled back from the 3 o'clock, but just a handful of units going down and finishing off the 3rd base down in the bottom right. Not that it was really mining to begin with. And despite the fact that he's lost so much supply, Neko is still supply blocked. Those Corsairs are doing a ton of damage right now. And Djem is using
one Corsair has 9 kills.
One Corsair has 9 kills. Indeed, one Corsair does have 9 kills. Ooh. Djem got the shield upgrade?
Looks like
4 armor? Huh.
I don't think it doesn't really matter now.
Well, yeah, but... Man, was it Djem? I remember there's one Protoss player that I used to cast pretty frequently that would always get the shield upgrade instead of armor.
Probably the Vault, or...
I was thinking it was one of the Russian guys, but I couldn't remember if it was Djem.
I think it was the Vault,
was the Vault.
because he used to do it when he opened some sort of Archon Salad tech. Or he placed that style. Because then you can use that faster. Shield upgrade. But yeah, Neko had nothing left and had to type out.
Indeed. GG. And Russia will take set number 1.